example, they will tell you that we know that this is how it's done. So the school, right from the onset, has a team. When you come in, they're whittling down, trying to figure out who the best students are, so they start training them. But what would you say for first time the private schools' performance were?
Well, I wouldn't say it was that bad. It could have been better, but I wouldn't say it was that bad because you see, especially for the public schools, they know the ins and outs of the program, and so they know what to do and what not to do. But for the private schools, it's more or less like a new venture, so to speak, and therefore they need to get accustomed to how to get themselves in readiness for the competition. So they did their best, but then, I mean, the public schools obviously showed their strength, and so I want to believe that come next year, we'll see the better show, a stronger show from the private schools.
Right, we've got our fingers crossed, obviously. Yes. Now, would you say there were major upsets or shocking events or things that we didn't anticipate, that made the quiz, the build up to this point, very interesting?
Yeah, there were some prizes, if I can say so, especially a contest that featured St. Joseph Seminary and then St. Thomas Aquinas. They had to go to tiebreaker, and judging from the school where they come from and for being making it to that stage, especially for the first time at the prelims to the 1H stage, it was quite an interesting journey for them to be able to beat
St. Thomas.
Then at that school, Yellow Club or SHS, I mean, naturally, you don't expect them to put up a good performance, but then they did so well. I mean, I noticed them, I think, about 2 years ago, and I was saying that, look, you guys should look out for this school because they are out there to make a mark. And indeed, they were able to sail through to make it to the quarterfinals for the first time in the annals of the competition. So there were some surprises, but the notable ones are the St. James one and then the Yellow Crobble. Yes,
they were actually giving a resounding welcome when the team got back to the school. Yes, that was a good one to see.
At a point, I felt like, look, these guys could easily make it to the semi-final stage, which would have been something else. But big boys are big boys.
I know, right? Competitions are competitions, and they always, show up.
Yes.
But the conversation comes up again about the performance of girls' schools. And I know that one of my colleagues, Emmanuel Bright Koku, when he was speaking to Professor Kaufman, actually, wanted to find out from her what her impressions were of the girls' schools and whether, she was rooting for them again this year. And she said, look, everybody knows her stance, especially on the performance of the girls. And so we were hoping to see at least the girls' school in the final. Yet again, we didn't get to see that, which was quite sad for me, honestly. Yeah. My school didn't come this year, but I was rooting for all the girls' schools because, yes, I wanted to see a girls' school in the finale. But, I mean, you are the organizers of the competition, and we've always wanted to understand what usually is the reason, because we know the girls perform well, clearly. Yes. I mean, we saw it. St. Louis, Wesley girls, they perform really well. But again, we didn't have a girls' school in the finale.
Well, I must say this year, I'll salute the girls' schools for the kind of performance they put up at the competition. When you compare to last year, it was very disappointing. But for this year, St. Louis, especially, and then Wesley girls, I mean, they took the competition by storm, and we all expected at least one of them to make it to the finals. And it was such a shame that they ended up in a contest, I think the semi-final contest also. They ended up there, and there was quite a shame. We were hoping that at least having separate contests for which we could have one of them making it there. But, well, balloting is balloting, parents it's a parent. So that's what happened. But I must say that they did extremely well this year. If they could add a little more fire to their work, I'm sure they would be able to make it. And because when you look at the boys' schools especially, the kind of energy, the kind of effort, the kind of preparation they put into their preparations, the girls' schools don't go to that extent. And we believe that if they should be able to go to that full length of preparations, I bet that they can beat the boys and win the competition.
So it's not a knowledge problem. It's just about the nuances of the competition and doing well. Right. So the finale is here with us. Where are we having it, and how could we all be a part of it?
So it's happening at the National Theatre on the 30th of October at 2 p.m. And so I would expect that people would patronize the place. We know, I mean, when it has to do with the finals, it gets crazy. All patrons or supporters, for that matter, for the various schools are invited. And of course, all students who want to learn, I mean, that's a platform for which you can learn and develop your knowledge in science and mathematics. So it's there at the National Theatre at 2 p.m. And we have the president in
Oh, the
attendance.
president will
Yes,
be there?
yes.
Wow, interesting. Well, you heard it for the first time here. President Akufo-Addo will be attending the finale of this year's NSMQ. It promises to be an exciting one,
Yeah.
Ms. Adjo. So, finally, we know we've been doing this with a lot of people who've been helping us. Any acknowledgements before we wrap up?
Yes, I'd also acknowledge our sponsors who have made it possible for us to bring all of the schools to this competition, right from the regionals to the regional championship and then the national championship. Prelims 1-8, quarterfinals, semifinals, and then we are the finals, which will happen on 30th of October. A special thank you goes to the Ghana Education Service, who are the main sponsors of the program. Then, of course, Goal PLC, who are the partner sponsor, and of course, other supporting sponsors, AT, Prudential Life Insurance, Pepsodent, Bettermalt, Accra College of Medicine, Academic City, Garnet, YFM, Newmont Africa, African World Airlines. I think, yeah.
GTP,
Cowbell,
Belacqua.
GTP, Belacqua. Thank you. So special thanks goes to all of them. Without their effort, without their coming together to support us, I don't think we'll be here. And I salute them all for being part. And of course, JoyNews.
Thank you. And thank you to Primetime for doing this for 30 years.
Yes.
It's been an amazing experience for all of us, even as a country. And everybody looks forward to the NSMQ every year. Thank you so much. Mr. Samuel Nate Adjo is Client Service Director at Primetime Limited. And they have been producing the NSMQ. And this year, it's NSMQ at 30. When I come back, I'll be speaking to the finalists of this year's quiz. Do stay for that. Thank you so much for staying. I'm Bernice Abubeidu Lanza, and this is our special interview with the finalists of NSMQ 2023. It's been such a journey, and we just want to find out from the young men how it was for them, what they're looking forward to, and also have some other conversations besides the quiz. So I'm really pleased to introduce you to our finalists for NSMQ 2023. Representing Presec Legon, we have Benedict Pate Morte, and we have Samuel Setre Champong, and standing behind them is Selinam Kofi Morte. And right in the middle, we have Achimota School, represented by Kenneth Ajaman Owahene, and seated next to him is another Kenneth Bakita Egbajo, and right behind them is Elagbe Walter Abu. And then to our boys from Kumasi, Owas Opokuwari School, represented by Franklin Forsin, Stephen Kofi Ampema Ba, who's gone quite viral on social media, and Andrews Opong Damte. Welcome, gentlemen. How are you?
Fine.
All right, good to see you here. And it's been such an amazing journey. We've been watching you from Accra, because you did all the earlier competitions in Kumasi, but now you're here with us, and it's such a pleasure to welcome you to our studios. Let me start with you, gentlemen from Presec, right? Quickly, how did you get interested in the NSMQ? Has it always been something you looked forward to as young? Well, let me start with you, Benedict Pate.
There's something that I was interested in as a child growing up. So from my earlier stages, I was watching NSMQ. And it was also nice when one of my seniors from my school ended up contesting and we needed NSMQ.
So that gave you more motivation. I see that you also did some competitions, when you were much younger, right? Yeah. Thanks to social media. You guys, we know quite a lot about all of you. But for you, Samuel, what was it like for you, being a part of the NSMQ team?
Well, I'll say it's been a delightful experience. In JHS, I wasn't too much involved in quiz competitions. But then when I came to SHS, I got to join the team. And then I also had the opportunity to relate with people from other backgrounds. So
right, that's how your interest was honed. Yeah. Selinam, how has the journey been for you so far?
It's been exciting from PESEC up until all the contests you've taken part in, from the regionals to the national championship.
Did you also dream as a child to be an NSMQ contestant?
Yes, please.
Oh, really? So you've been following the competition.
Yeah.
So tell me what you did to get to this point.
Okay, so my brother contested for PESEC in 2019.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he's sort of my inspiration.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to the big brother of Selinam. Now, let me ask you the same question, my guys from Achimota, and I'll start with you, Kenneth. Not Kenneth Bakita, but Kenneth Ajaman. NSMQ 2023, you did so well. I think you were a sub, right? Yes. You came in and then you changed the dynamics for Achimota. But what has it been like for you, the NSMQ journey so far coming here?
It has been really amazing for me. I mean, we have done a lot, contesting, winning, and also learning a lot from people, relating with different people, different places, and also trying to have a family there. Yeah.
And what about you, Elape?
It's been a really exciting journey, and from contest to contest, we meet different schools, different outcomes, different emotions, and it has really been exciting so far.
We'll talk about the emotional bits later, because sometimes it can really get nervy, not for only you, but for those of us who are watching. But Kenneth, have you always also had the dream of being in the National Science and Maths Quiz?
Not so. The year before we came to SHS, Achimota School got to the semi-finals, and the performance is what, I don't know, I was very interested because of their performance, and that's what brought me to.
Oh, so your interest started right before you entered senior high school.
Yes.
Great. Oas, I like your smile, Franklin. It's been such a journey for you. Some people say you guys had the final before the final, because that clash between, the Titans of Kumasi was one that everybody was looking forward to. But what has your journey been like so far?
Okay, so far my journey has been interesting, starting from the regionals through the 1/8, quarterfinal, semi-final, and here in the grand finale. I'm so excited.
Did you ever dream of being here?
No.
So how do you feel being here?
I feel great.
Right. So has it also been the same for you, Andrews, as a young boy? Did you always want to do science? Did you always see yourself on the NSMQ stage? Or you just came here through, as some will say, miraculous way?
Okay, I developed interest back in primary school.
Oh, good.
I started watching the quiz and I developed interest.
So you have always wanted to be in the NSMQ?
Yes, please.
Wonder Man, Form 1 boy. I'm just interested in your story, because we usually don't see Form 1 contestants making such a huge impact for their schools in the quiz. But you did it. Tell me what it has been like for you, and whether it has also been your dream since childhood.
I became interested in quiz competitions in general since primary school.
Okay.
Then I became interested in NSMQ in JHS 3. So I think I started preparing for quizzes from primary school, so that helped me in JHS. So that's how my journey started.
And then how were you made a member of the NSMQ team in OWAS? Tell me about that.
I think it's mainly by the grace of God, because I think it's not very common that you see a Form 1 student being part of a quiz team in SHS. But it's by the grace of God that I was part. Yeah.
Did you walk up to your teachers, for example, or they spotted you and said, no, we can put him in the team?
Yeah, I think they spotted me in JHS. Like, I did quizzes in JHS.
Oh, okay.
And that's when they noticed the potential and they spotted me and scouted me.
That's fantastic. So I want you to share with me your most memorable, so far, what has been the most memorable experience for you from the NSMQ?
The most memorable, I'll take the quarterfinal competition.
Okay.
Yeah,
why is that memorable for you?
I think the last radio, it really saved the day.
It did save the day. What about you, Franklin, your most memorable?
Yeah, I think similar quarterfinal contest. We were leading, I think, the round 1 and round 2. But in the true of us, we got so many questions wrong. I think 4 or so. But later on, we picked a few riddles to win the contest.
And remind us of the schools you were competing against in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, it was 8-2, but I only remember the last one.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
And is that your most memorable moment as well? Tell me what your most memorable moment is.
Our 1/8 contest.
Your?
1/8 contest.
Oh, okay. Why is that memorable for you?
Okay, initially in the round 1, we were lagging behind.
Mm.
So we took courage that we have to close the gap in the round 2. So after that, everything worked out for us.
Right. I would come back to find out from you. How do you do it? Keep that question in mind, right? Because when you say that we were lagging, but we managed to put ourselves together, I want to know how you managed to do that while you're on stage and all the people are cheering and there's so much attention on you, right? But at Chimota, let me also find out from you, same question. What has your most memorable moment been? Do you want to answer that? Kenneth, let me start with you.
Our contest with Kumasi High and Osage Tree, that's quarterfinal contest. Into the riddles, the Kumasi High boys were picking the riddles and they were coming very close, but Osage Tree picked another riddle and somehow that saved us.
Osage did the work for you, right? It gave you some relief. What about you, Kenneth? Your most memorable moment?
Well, I'll say our original qualifier contest.
Okay.
Yes, things really went well for us, and it's memorable because of that. Because we did quite well. Yeah.
And Walter, do you share in this, or you have a separate memorable moment?
The semi-final contest. The contest against St. Louis and Wesley Girls. It was a very, very nice contest. And I think after the first round, we were leading. Then the second round, we got 2 wrongs and they were catching up. But the truth was, when this guy came in,
I like the way you give him a tap there. Yeah,
we managed to get everything correct, and then it all worked out for us.
Your most memorable moment?
The semi-final contest.
Okay,
that's what got us into the grand finale.
Okay, and you were really looking forward to that. Yeah. And what about you, Benedict?
The quarter-final contest against Accra Academy and GSTS. It was very exciting. With round 1 speedways, everybody is pressing. Everybody's answering questions.
We called it the Accra Derby, because of Presec and Accra Academy. And do you share in the same?
Yeah.
Those were also the most memorable moments for you. Now, back to my question about how you do it. So you're competing, right? And there are different rounds. Some of us, when we are watching, we feel like, oh, maybe Owas has taken the lead in the first round. But we know anything can happen because it's 1 out of 5 rounds. And then there's a lot of figures changing, sometimes challenges coming, and then you realize that you're leading, but you're no longer leading. How do you put yourselves together in that moment, frankly?
I think we encourage one another, and I think Pukura school is a big school, so you can't just feel. You have to do your very best and win the contest.
It's a lot of pressure on you. What about you, Kenneth? How do you put yourselves together? Walter just spoke about how the girls' schools were catching up with you, and then I just want to know what's the mind work that you go through as a team. How do you do it?
You have to tell yourself we are going to win. So you have the mentality that we are going to win, no matter what, no matter the school you are meeting. Whether we're trailing or not, we are going to win. So you be determined with that, and I think you're going to manage and do well. Yes.
Benedict, is there any point in your competition, especially the last one, that you felt this could slip? And how did you manage to put yourself together?
No, not at all. We always had faith that whatever be the case, even if we were trailing by a number of points, we know that God will work it out for us and you see us through.
The one between yourself and Accra Academy was quite tight. They were on your tails. Are you telling me there was never a time you felt like this was not going to be it?
Not at all.
Oh, I like that. Interesting. So aside academics, right, I want to know who you are, what you love to do. So, I mean, just tell me, right, we'll start from you, Andrews. Just tell me what you like to do besides learning, besides participating in the NSMQ, and then we'll just follow through. Just one word. Tell me what you like to do.
I like to play football.
Nice.
I like playing the piano.
Oh, piano. Good.
I play video games and soccer.
I like music.
Lovely.
Write poems.
Oh, that's interesting.
Basketball.
Good.
I like to talk about God.
You like to talk about God. So what, like that's evangelism or?
Honest.
Oh, nice. Benedict.
Video games and the piano.
Okay.
I watch movies and read novels.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. Who are your role models? I mean, you just told me that your brother is your inspiration, Sedinam, but who do you look up to in whatever you want to be in future in your aspirations?
Ben Carson.
Oh, Ben Carson. That's nice.
I look up to my dad.
Wonderful.
Oh, I look up to I look up to Dakiwad Mills.
Okay. Is your sorry about that, but is your dad in the science field? Or what's he, a professor, a doctor?
Yeah, doctor.
He's a doctor. Okay. Who do you look up to, Kenneth?
I look up to Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. More money, more money. And
I
you?
look up to my father,
Good.
Professor Igbajo.
Oh, nice. Well
My
done.
dad
Your dad as well. Is he also in the sciences?
Yeah.
What does he do?
is a computer engineer.
Fantastic. Franklin.
Look up to Elon Musk too.
You guys want to do the tech and money thing. Eh? It's not just about the tech, it's also about the money aspect of it. Andrews, who do you look up to? Ben Carson.
My elder brother.
Okay, what does he do? Why is he your inspiration?
He's a medical laboratory scientist.
Good, 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 good. Right, so based on the answers you've given me, I want you to share with us what your aspirations are, what you want to be in the future. Kenneth, let me start with you.
I want to be an engineer,
Okay.
specifically robotics engineer.
Okay. All right. Okay. Do you want to send us to space? That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Okay. And you,
I want
Kenneth?
to be a surgeon.
A surgeon. Okay. Walter?
An electrical engineer. Electrical engineer.
Electrical engineer. Okay. You?
Computer scientist.
A surgeon.
A surgeon.
Biomedical engineer.
Biomedical engineer.
Surgeon.
A surgeon.
An engineer.
An engineer.
Surgeon.
A surgeon. Wow, we have a bright future, and I'm just rooting for you guys. Remember that we are all rooting for you. I will be looking for you in the next, like say 15 years, right? Because some of these courses you have to do special. I know you can't just be a surgeon, right? You have to finish medical school, specialize, and blah blah blah. So I think 15 years is enough time, right? Do we all agree to that? So we'll give ourselves 15 years. I'll look for all of you, wherever you are in the world, and we'll be coming back to this conversation. Interesting. If you just joined us, I'm speaking to the finalists of this year's NSMQ, and they have been sharing with us what they would like to be in the future, what inspires them, their most memorable moments of the NSMQ. Right. What is it about you that you think people will be shocked to know? Because we all have this perception about science students, right? But what do you think if you tell people, they'll go like, okay, wait a minute. Any of you want to answer first? Kenneth?
Okay. I watch movies a lot.
Okay. And when you say a lot, what do you mean? Like how many hours in a day?
I mean, if we are not really in school and studies is not really intense, like I watch a lot, like throughout the night. Sometimes.
What kind of movies do you want? Sci-fi movies, fiction, horror, action?
Yeah, action,
Action,
and historical movies.
Okay, all right. Anybody else want to answer that question? What do you think? You, Kenneth? Yeah.
Yeah, I do athletics.
Okay.
Yeah, running middle and long distance. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So you run for your school?
For my house. In
For
school.
your house in school?
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Anybody from OWAS?
Yeah, I can play video games all day.
You can play video games all day. Hey! That's interesting because we think that you guys are always immersed in your books, so like you don't do any other thing. But that's interesting to know. Anybody from PSEC want to share with me anything you think that people will go like, okay, we didn't know that about you?
The fact that I play football. Anytime I tell the boys, they want to laugh.
Well, okay, so do like you are part team? So like, is it like you play football like, but is it to the
Oh yeah, the name is.
the name is influencing the skills? Okay, so you play for your house or you
Yeah.
play for the school?
No, the house, but because of Bella Boy.
Yeah,
Those are-
Bella has been taking. Is it true that you guys eat special food? I put you on the spot, eh? But I mean, just tell me how it is like when you are on the stage, knowing that all eyes, all attention is on you. Do you get nervous sometimes, Benedict? Do you get nervous?
No.
You don't get nervous at all.
No, not at
Hey, Pesek, you guys are doing something special. Do you guys get nervous?
No, please.
You never get nervous.
Yeah.
You also never get nervous.
Get nervous sometimes, but
Yeah.
but on stage, to get nervous, you take the quiz and try to do your best, and you feel like you are playing with the questions, and the nervousness just leaves. Yeah.
So there are a lot of young people watching us. I mean, you just spoke about how some of you, right from your childhood, even in JHS, you've been watching the NSMQ. And I know that there are a lot of young people who aspire to be like you. So I'm going to ask you to tell us one thing that helps you excel in your studies, right? Are we okay on that? Something that you can share with, a younger person so that they can be like you. I'll start with you, Walter. What do you think is that unique learning, whether it's a skill or learning habits that you have that, helps you excel?
First of all, I think the individual should know himself. Know that maybe if I learn for this hours, I can be able to retain this amount of information. And if you know yourself, you'll be able to plan your life and then study accordingly. I think that's just it.
That's a very good idea. What about you, Stephen?
I think you have to put your trust in God because God is the only person who can take you far. And you can also try studying, like study a lot. You study a lot, you know a lot.
So study a lot, but you need to include God in your studying.
God must be first.
Right. What about you, Sedinam?
So if you are learning for something like the NSMQ, it's a daunting task. You have to learn a lot. So you have to put your trust in God. That's like the main thing. And second thing is to learn your style. Like know yourself and learn according to that. Don't force yourself to learn like other people would want you to.
These are really good tips we are getting from our NSMQ contestants. But if there is anything in the world, right, that you would say could be your superpower? I know that's a question you don't expect, but I mean, I'm just asking it because you're boys, and I know you're all, especially for those of you who play video games, you're all immersed in all these interesting stuff about abilities and all. What would your superpower be, Franklin, and how would you use it?
Okay, my superpower would be, let's say, to ability to remember everything I read.
I like that. You're a smart boy. You're a smart boy. Yeah, I mean, how else would you use it? This will help you perfectly in your grand finale. And Kenneth, what would the superpower be?
Time traveling superpower.
Why are you interested in time traveling?
Sometimes I feel like I want to go back in time to meet those scientists and all that they did, the great things that happened in history. Yeah.
And that's why you like historical movies as
Yes.
well. That's nice. What about you, Benedict?
Probably the ability to like heal people.
Oh, I like that. I like that. The ability to heal people. Interesting conversations we are having here. All right, so we are wrapping up. The grand finale is coming in a few days, in 2 days actually. How well prepared are you for it? And I'm not going to ask you to share your secrets because I know that you're competing amongst yourself. But how well prepared are you for this? Let me start with you. You rep OWAS, Andrews. How well prepared are you for it?
Okay, I would say we are fully prepared for the finals.
Okay, and you, Kenneth?
Well, we've done the work, so it's left to God to crown our efforts.
Samuel?
I believe by God's grace we are ready to go.
And all of you are interesting. Whenever you ask NSMQ contestants a question, they always start with God. All of you start with God. It's just an interesting point. But beyond the competition, do you guys make friends outside your school? Do you talk to one another? I just want to know what it is like when you are, not competing amongst yourselves. Do you care to talk amongst yourselves? Really? Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's not. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm not convinced about your answer. So Kenneth, have you spoken to Andrews before?
We've not got that opportunity before.
Okay. All right. Okay. So the finale is happening on Monday, and we've just been told that President Akufo-Addo will be attending. So you just need to watch out for NSMQ 2023 finale, and it will be live here on the JoyNews channel and on Joy Prime as well. It's been an exciting journey so far, and we can't wait to crown it all. Who will be the winner? I don't know. I'll be watching out just like you'll be watching out too. But each of the schools is convinced that they will win it. Will Presec make it a number 8? I don't know. Will Achimota make it a number 3? Or will OWAS make it a number 3? We wait to see. So I'm going to leave this conversation with you guys singing about 3 or 4 lines of the anthems of your schools, right? So choose the most interesting part, either the chorus or the chant or whatever it is, and then sing it, and let's see how. And I'm sure that the old students will be cheering you on. So yeah. Let me give you time to deliberate on that. And while they do that, let me just thank our sponsors. We'd like to say a very big thank you. The 2023 NSMQ was produced by Primetime Limited, sponsored by the Ghana Education Service in partnership with Goyle PLC and supported by AT Prudential Life Ghana, Pepsodent, Better Malta, Accra College of Medicine, Academic City University College, Coronation Insurance, Garnet, Cowbell, Bell Aqua, Newmont, GTP, and YFM. And the live broadcast of the NSMQ here on Joy News and Joy Prime is supported by Vitamilk, NASCO, German Ozone Medical Center, Royal Foam, Jamal Soap, Heritage Christian University College, Virtual Security Africa, Ace Medical Insurance, Chopbox Technology, Syntex Tank, DBS, New Crystal Health Services, Invest Corp, Build Financial Technologies, Better Malt, Bright, SHS Kukrentumi, and Family Health University College. Thank you to all of you who also help us make it interesting on social media, watching, commenting, and keeping the spirit of the competition alive. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, so who's going to start? Let me start with you, Achimota. Let's hear you.
She's the head of all the hosts. She's the school of whom we boast. She's the glory of the coast. Achimota.
Nice. Presec.
Our motto is a solid bond, propping us along. Illuminate, with the beam of lumen. In thy light, we shall see light. Illuminate, with the beam of lumen.
Nice. Was.
Magnificant anima mea Dominum Deus Luz
That's the one that you guys were doing like that and the whole place was charged. I remember last year. All right, guys, so this is where we leave it. We need to give them some time to rest, rejuvenate, prepare to give us a showdown. I couldn't help but say it. On Monday, the 30th of October, the finale of the NSMQ will be happening live here in Accra, the Accra International, at the National Theatre, and it will be live here on Joy News and Joy Prime. Until then, take care, keep supporting them. If you want to say a prayer for them, you can do so. But that'll be it. And I'm Bernice Abubedu Lansa. Thanks for your company.